Alright, today we're going to talk bacon. I know that speaks to a lot of people. Bacon is quite amazing and delicious. So I just wanted to show you, just by watching other videos, I know people mention that you have to look at the sugars in bacon. This one actually has 0 sugars. Alright, so as you can see, 0 grams of sugars, 0 carbs, 400 milligrams of sodium, and that's for 2 slices of bacon. I always go ahead and bake bacon in the oven just because it's a lot messier, or less messy. And you don't have to stand over the hot heat and worry about being splattered with oil. Yeah, it's just really a really nice way to do that. But I always line any of the pans that I use with foil first, just so it makes cleanup a lot easier. Okay, so this is a European convection oven, so it works a little bit differently, but it bakes and heats up and cooks really, really fast. So I just wanted to show you midpoint. You should take another, I'd say, 5 minutes, because it's going to continue cooking once I take it out. Should be good to go. Okay, so because my kids love bacon so much, out of my, 5 slices, 1 is left. So I'm gonna cook up some sausage instead. Could make more bacon, and I probably should because they're gonna ask for more bacon. And yeah, I only have 1 slice left. So I'm gonna cook up some sausage in the pan, and I'm gonna make an omelet using sausage and throwing some spinach in there, some cheese, of course, green onions, and then garnish it with some cilantro. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just spray this. We just have coconut oil right now as a spray. So I'm just going to spray it down with that. Yeah, I don't need oil yet because the sausage is going to let... Okay, so as you guys can tell, I usually don't mess or keep track with a lot of the numbers as far as macros and how much protein and how much fat calories. Of course, what I look at are the sugars, the grams of sugars, if any, and the carbs. Those are the 2 numbers that always stand out to me. I know the fat calories, people have a challenge of hitting those numbers every day, their daily number. So I just downloaded MyFitnessPal yesterday. There's my son. Anyway, so we went there, had Chipotle when we got there, and then, oh yeah, and then on the way home we had In-N-Out, and we had a protein burger, of course, and I had a double protein style burger. But anyway, so I was curious to know how much we ate yesterday, and what my numbers were. I considered it a cheat day because that wasn't a usual day of mine eating. I ate a lot yesterday, and we also made a sugar-free dessert using, I'll have to show you. My husband uses 2 cups of whipping cream and some of these yummy, yummy desserts. Sugar-free pistachio and vanilla are our favorites. But yeah, you just whip up the whipped cream using a hand mixer, and it thickens really easily. And then you just mix this in, and voila, you have instant dessert. It's amazing. And again, we love pistachio flavored whipped cream. Just sounds amazing, right? But yeah, that's what we had. I'll see if he left any. We had it last night. It's really, really filling because, of course, it's made with all heavy cream. So it's really filling. And if you like it cold, my husband looked up for a way to substitute ice cream. So then he throws it back in the fridge. It's either the fridge or the freezer. I think it's the fridge. Throws it back into the fridge so it gets nice and cold, and then as you're eating it, probably about 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, it tastes like it should be ice cream. So yeah, that's a nice little trick when you have a sugar craving. You gotta try this. You may think you don't like it, but you will. Okay, so yeah, I don't usually keep track of the numbers. I just want to look at the carb intake and the sugars. How much sugars does it have, if any? So those are the two numbers that really stand out for me. But if I'm at a plateau and I'm not losing any more weight, then I think I'll be more inclined to look at the numbers and see how much I'm eating. But all I have to think about is I need to keep my fat intake up and my carb count down between 20 and 30. But I like to stick closer to the 20 so I don't use up my carb count that quickly throughout the day. So yeah, that's it. I don't keep track of the numbers because I know that I'm probably not even hitting my fat, amount of fat that I need to eat for the day, but I try to with cheese, sour cream. Not a big fan of mayo, but if I have chipotle in there, I'll have some mayo, some chipotle mayo with whatever I'm eating. I want to spice things up and give a good flavor. So yeah, let me just show you what I'm gonna create here. I'm gonna throw in 2 ounces of this sausage, and I usually wouldn't weigh it, but I'm kind of curious to see how much 2 ounces of pork sausage is. That's 1 serving, and with the 11 grams of protein. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that on the scale. So let me cut this. I got my first comment. And they noticed that I have Cutco, and I used to sell Cutco many ages ago when I had just turned, well, I was actually still 17, but I had just graduated high school. And so yeah, I have quite a bit of Cutco knives and products, accessories. They're fantastic, and I'm sure you know that if you have it in your kitchen. But somebody noticed, so thank you for my first comment. Okay, so again, my numbers are, I should be getting 65 grams of protein a day. Let's see what else. So I can double that and be at about 1/3 of what I need to be at for the day. What else? And then it also says 130 grams of fat per day. So again, I don't know what that adds up to, but I know my coffee has, what does my coffee have? It has 43 grams of fat. I watch a lot of Jason Whitrock's. It's Wittrock, I believe, is his last name. I'm sorry if I misspelled it. I'll have to look it up again. But I watch a lot of his videos, and the amount of confidence that you have after watching his videos is just tremendous. And he's big on not really keeping track of macros and all of that. He just looks at the amount of carbs and the amount of sugars, again, if any. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cook up 2 servings of protein because I haven't had a ton of protein today. Yeah, so let me see what that looks like. That is not a lot right there. That's not a lot, I don't think. But once you mix in the eggs and everything else, I'm sure it's fine. But again, you want to up your protein so you stay fuller longer. Okay, so that right there is 2 servings. Okay, so it is nice and browned because it's pork sausage. You want to make sure it's completely cooked all the way through. I'm going to throw in a tablespoon of butter, and that has 11 grams of fat. And yeah, so I'm going to start keeping track of my numbers just for a couple days, just so I can kind of get an idea of how much I am taking in. And then see if I need to up anything as far as my fat intake. Okay, so my son wanted to help out, so he's going to be my assistant, and he's going to crack the eggs into this bowl. I'm doubling up the recipe. I'm just going to save it for tomorrow morning. So I'm going to put in I'm going to use 4 eggs since I doubled the amount of protein with the sausage. So, all right, go ahead and do that. Okay. This is my son, Josiah.
Hello. Okay. There's one. Slide it open. It's okay here. Put it there.
And that's why we did it in a bowl, not directly in there. Okay.
There you go. That's good. Okay.
All right. Now you go wash your hands.
Okay.
Now wash my hands. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and whisk that. I'm not going to add any seasoning to the eggs because the sausage, I'm sure, is going to give enough flavor to it, and there's enough sodium in there as well. Okay, so now he's going to carefully, without touching the pan, make sure you don't touch the pan, it's hot. Just
pour it in there?
Yep, pour it all in there.
Okay.
And that's it. I don't want to touch the egg with the spatula. And if any egg got on you, make sure you rinse off.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, so now we just let this... Actually, we're gonna add all of our ingredients. So I don't usually do omelets. We'll see how this comes out. It's probably gonna be more like a scramble, but okay. So yeah, I will make an attempt to add an omelet next time, but I just decided I wanted it to be more like a scramble, just so I don't have to get so technical with it and making sure it doesn't fall apart. I was going to add, where are we here? Hold on. Some spinach into it, but my son is going to want some of this, so I'm just going to add the cheese, and then I'm going to just add the green onion and the cilantro on top of mine. And the spinach, I can either add a little, but I usually like for it to cook down. I'm probably just going to throw some spinach leaves into a pan and saute them that way. Okay, time to add the cheese. I'm going to go ahead and add in half a cup. This is only a quarter cup. So half a cup of mozzarella cheese. And that's going to have a total of 12 grams of fat and 12 grams of protein. So I'll give you the total once we're done with the dish, which is just about a minute away. You just want to get the cheese all melted. What else? Again, I didn't season it, didn't salt the eggs or season it. You can add some pepper if you want to have a little pepper into it. But yeah, I'm going to cover it so it could melt quicker, and I will show you what that looks like when it's done. Okay, so there you have it. It's all cheesy and ready to go. Again, I split this into halves. Half for my son, which he might finish because he's a growing boy. And let's see, let me look at my numbers. I'll give you the numbers once I serve it up here. But I'm going to add some sour cream, of course, a tablespoon of sour cream, maybe 2. I think this one is good anyway. So, and then top it with some cilantro. Actually, my son is gonna have it plain. And then I am going to, there you are.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
What it tastes like. It's essentially 2 eggs, 2 ounces of sausage, a tablespoon of sour cream, and then I'll give you the numbers on what that comes out to.